and welcome to our Godllywood moment of this Monday. Today we start our new series. We are going to speak throughout of the month of July about righteousness. But before I carry on in the subject, let us understand a little bit about it. Let the meaning of the word righteousness in our lives. Some people, they think that righteousness is the same as justice. Some of us may think that for me to be a righteous person, I need to be perfect, do everything right, never make a mistake, never think what I was not supposed to, never get upset. When righteousness has to do with integrity, with fairness. It's about me doing what is right, even when no one is watching me. So it means that, for example, if I am in a room and there is no one there with me and I have my phone with me, so the conversation that I'm gonna have, the sites that I will navigate, I will make sure that I will do what is right and not what is wicked, not what is improper for me to do. And it's exactly about social media that we are going to talk today. How to be righteous when I'm using my social media. In the things that I like, the comments that I make, the comments that I may share, that I may engage with it, the sites that I navigate. Many of us doesn't know how to ponder or how to wage that, or think that whatever happens in the internet stays there, people will forget about. In fact, what we do in our social media will stay there even if we erased, if others have saved, if others have shared. Today we don't have much control of it, but doesn't mean that just because the internet is something that we don't have much control, that I'm gonna use it as somehow. On the contrary, it's exactly because of it that I need to use it with cautious and with righteousness. Because everything that I think, everything that I like, it speaks about me. I'm gonna make you a question. Do you like people to act right before you? Or for you? Do you like injustice? Do you like unrighteousness when people pretend to you? Or when you want someone to be honest with you and that person isn't honest with you? I believe that your answer will be no, I don't like it. I like honest. I like people to be righteous towards me. But many times we fail in that. And we that just because we are in our room, or we are alone in the house, or we are in the yard of the school, that no one is watching us, we can say whatever we want, we can like any video we watch just because it was fun, or even engage in conversations that in the beginning it had one direction, but when it was happening, it ended up going to the side of the gossip, of the criticism. And because you are talking with a friend through your social media, sending message, then you think that it's okay to speak even what you don't believe. But there is someone that never leaves our side, and his eyes is never away from us. That someone, it's God. And though many people nowadays disregards God, He is not a fairy tale. He exists. So don't you think that it's time for us to stop a little bit and think the type of seed we have been planted? Maybe you are planting the seed of unrighteousness, waiting for righteous to come to your life. And would it be fair? Imagine today I plant a seed of a tomato, But when it's the time of the harvest, I want to. But what is it that I have planted? Tomatoes. So what is it that I'm gonna harvest? Tomatoes. So to be righteous doesn't need to be perfect. We will never be perfect. I am not perfect. But as I'm talking now with you, it comes to my mind the first time that God made me to understand that. It was back in 1996 when I was starting my faith. Back there we didn't have internet. Back there it was not something common to have cell phone. It was something unreachable for many of us. But still, I was unrighteous towards so many people in my life. And even in conversation, not through a cell phone, not through a social media, but God made me to see that unrighteousness. And that was the reason for many suffering that I had. So what I did back there, I made a vow with God. I was starting in faith. I didn't know nothing about Christianity. I didn't know nothing about the Bible. If you ask me to open the book of Genesis, I would be searching for it. But one thing I understood clearly, that whatever you plant, you will reap. And that there were some righteous, and He loves righteous, and He would be kind and fair towards me. Then I made a vow with God. And I remember that was my first prayer, and I remember it until today. I told God, I said to Him like this, you know, I'm gonna practice everything that this man is preaching. This man, I was speaking about the bishop who was preaching that day. And I told God, if you truly exist, you are gonna change what I have inside of me. You are gonna change the life that I have. But if I say, I do everything He says, when He's there on that altar, and I practice it, and I don't see result, then it means that you are not alive. It was a bold vow, you see, because I was someone that didn't have the righteousness to come before God and say something like that. But it was exactly that prayer that was sincere from all my heart, because I didn't see the meaning of staying in a church. I didn't see the meaning for carrying a Bible, for changing my clothes, to praise someone that I didn't know, to talk about someone that I didn't know. I didn't see the meaning of that. So I want God to manifest it in my life, so then I can testify about someone that I know. It's not that righteousness. But I wasn't perfect. I was living a life of sin, but willing to change. And that is what we are proposing, all of you, through the month of July. We have the campaign of justice. Justice and righteousness are not the same, but they walk together. They are in the same line. They walk together. And even if you say to me, no, but I am living in unrighteousness. To be right is a decision. You make that decision. I made my decision back in 1996. That day was a Tuesday, 10 o'clock in the morning, the service that I was participating. And I left that service with the assurance that God was with me. He didn't even wait. God didn't wait for me to apply what I said, because He knew, He saw my sincerity. He saw that I took a decision and I would do. And I did. And I keep doing until today. Back there in 1996, I didn't have a cell phone. I didn't have social media. Today I have. I have friends. I talk to my friends in WhatsApp, in Telegram. There are posts that I see that I like, but before I like it, before I share it, I wait, I pound, I see if it speaks about my principles, if I agree with that or not. When I'm talking to my friends, most of the time, usually we ponder what we speak, we wage it, because I don't want it to be unfair. I don't want it to fail before my God, and it brings me peace. So indeed, God changed what I had inside of me. He gave me peace. He gave me hope because I didn't have hope. He made me to see that life was not what I used to think, because I used to think that life was unrighteous, was unfair. And when you have God, even the problems that you go, even the injustice that you face, He make it to have a value in your life. He make you to grow with that. So we are proposing throughout of the month of July for us to think about it. Are we being right before God? Are we using of righteousness? Or we are expecting God to be righteous towards us, but we have been unfair? Leave your comment here below. I would like to hear from you. What do you think? Righteousness is fair or not? Is it difficult or is it a decision? Is it something that I need to be perfect, or I'm still gonna be, as a human being, dependent on God? But righteousness, it's possible for those who fear God. That's the secret. To be righteousness, it's not difficult. It's just when you fear Him, doesn't matter who is with you, doesn't matter how you feel, you are gonna act in righteousness. May God bless you all, and keep tuned for the next Godlywood moment. We carry on in the subject, but we are going to speak about it in another area of your life. God bless you. Bye-bye.